if you're in a real extreme deficit, you still want to try to get the majority of your meal in prior to your training and after your training. The idiots on social media saying, hey, I can just have all my macros at dinner and I'm fine as long as I have my macros. But the meal plan is set up in a way for you to be the very best for you. There is times I did every single program there is. I've done every single diet there is. And the reason why I did that is because I needed to understand what they were talking about on that aspect. So we are doing Titan check-ins. We have all the Titan Challenge 3 people checking in and going into depth on what changes they've made, what changes they need to make sure that they're doing perfect.
You want me in the mix?
Hot dog.
Jeez.
With that being said,
what's up?
And with everybody that's doing it, a couple things has arisen from the check-ins. One thing is you guys got the Titan meal plan, and this is going to be going also on the YouTube because you guys got to understand this. You've got to, Big David, you've got to understand when I set up the program for nutrition, it is not to be altered. It's set up to where, and this is one of those things that we just talked to some of these guys and girls, is that when I got the meals, those good amount of meals around the workout, that's really when we want those calories before and after the workout. So you can get a good workout in and then, right to recovery. Now, obviously, if you're in a real extreme deficit, you still want to try to get the majority of your meal in prior to your training and after your training. So I put up a hypothetical.
That doesn't even matter.
What's that?
That doesn't even matter. You just get your
food.
Just get your food in.
Turn your volume up.
Can you hear me?
There you go. It's a little better.
That doesn't even matter. Just get your food in.
Yeah.
I get all my meals in before bed. I got them in.
They got this, which is tough because we're fighting against the idiots on social media saying, hey, I can just have all my macros at dinner and I'm fine as long as I have my macros. And for some reason, when people say something with such confidence, the majority of people believe this. Or the person that's saying it looks at least a little bit better than the person that's following it.
Yeah.
So just so you guys all understand, that might be the dumbest information ever put out on social media in history. So no, it is not about just get your macros in. Then it means on everything, just go in and get your workout in. It doesn't matter if you train it intense, doesn't matter if you train it heavy, just go and get the reps in. That doesn't work. None of this works. This is hard. Let me say this. To change the physique that you've destroyed in the last 20, 30, 40 years is hard to change. And I don't want anybody in the Titan crew that just wants to be average. I want you to look as great as I know you can look. Okay, so this is one of the things that I'd rather, if you're just like, I just want to be at 20% body fat and I'm good, go to somebody else. I want to make the very best you I possibly can along with you. So this is the problem. I need you to want this as much as I want you to be in that shape. Because if I push you this hard and you're like, Mike, I really don't want it that bad. Please just jump out because I don't want to waste that energy on you because there's a lot of people here that really do want it and they need it. Kind of like I need to train and I need to stay on a program. I love this so much.
Stop right there.
The kind of people I want to do this with me. Go for it.
Because you said you need to stay on a program, and that goes right back to the diet and the nutrition. And you set up a program for yourself, and you set up a program for a ton of people. And there's a reason you set it up a specific way. Do you ever switch your stuff around? Just maybe
I switch my stuff around to where it needs to be working the best way for me possible. But what I don't do is after I've set my program, I stay with the program I set for myself.
Yeah.
And then I evaluate it, see what's working, what's not working. And then at that point, if I need to change it. But what I don't do is I don't have a set meal plan of my 6 or 8 meals. And one day I wake up and go, I'm not eating breakfast. I'm just going to go train. You know, I feel a little stuffed from yesterday.
Have you ever done that?
That's actually telling me something. Go for it.
Have you ever done that?
No.
not once.
Not in my entire life have I had a program and I improvised that day because of I thought something.
And if you did, let's say you thought something, let's say you heard from an expert or whatever, down the grapevine, you got some misinformation, and yeah, so what? You missed breakfast today. That's fine. And the next week you do it. And then the following week you do it. You're going to develop a habit or a pattern, and something that you do is the 1% where you find little things that add up over time. And you could use that logic both ways. You could have something negative that's 1% add up over time and destroy you. Or you could have something very positive in a very small way, 1% that adds up over time and just changes your life for the better. So the missing a meal like that, sure, maybe one day it won't necessarily kill you, but it goes both ways. You'll set yourself up for success or failure.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, for me, you guys know, I don't miss ever. It's because I'm so scared the one day I miss, it will happen again.
And that's why I want to emphasize that, because you've never missed. And can they see all that? Can they see the posters? Can they, that's how you do that.
Yeah, I think what's great is that I never said anything negative about other bodybuilders in print. And I can say that wholeheartedly. And so it's something I know. And it goes to nutrition. I don't skip a meal because of something, because I'm stuffed that day or I'm running late. It just doesn't happen. Now, with that being said, I understand that everybody's not me. Okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the meal plan is set up in a way for you to be the very best for you. So if again, it goes back to if you can stay with it and do the very best you can every day. And like Jeff said, if you miss up one day, okay, this isn't your commitment to yourself like it is to me. And so my commitment to myself is I will not miss. It just will not happen. And so I need that from you guys. I need that whole commitment that if that meal plan is set up where breakfast is a cup of oatmeal, 8 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, and a grapefruit, hypothetically, that's your breakfast.
Not bad.
I don't care if you train at 2 in the morning. I don't care if you train at 8 in the morning. You're eating that before you go train. You don't get to wake up. You don't get to go, well, I have a protein shake later. I'll do the protein shake now because I'm running late, and I'll have this meal later.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work that way. Okay, so I just want you guys to really understand that the Titan meal plan is set up in a way to where it makes the very best for you. And that's what I need you guys to do. And then on top of that, again, I get that you may not be competing. I get that you may not be living the life that I live, but I have a feeling, regardless of your job, regardless of how you feel about stage or competition, I'll guarantee that you love this stuff as much as me, and you want to commit as much as I do. And you also want to change your physique as bad as I want to change mine. I don't think getting on stage changes that. I don't think if you're 100 pounds overweight, you don't go, I'm cool with just 20 pounds lighter. I don't think that you're following me and in the Titan crew to be average. I think you're here because you seriously are committed to being the very best you can be. And I hope that's true. And I hope that's true for every guy and girl in here and everybody that's doing this, that you're trying to be the very best you can. And not just for you, for your family, for your significant other. And so that's what I wanted to jump on today, because I talked to some people that were taking the Titan meal plan and improvising. They were changing it. They were like, well, I get a protein shake later, so what I'll do is I'll just wake up because I train early. I'll just have the protein shake now and save the breakfast for a different time. It doesn't work that way. If it was that simple in the sense, then I would just say, here's your 6 meals, have it anytime you want. Here's your workout, train at whatever percentage you want. You want to go 100%, go at 100%. You want to take 10 seconds between sets, go for it. But every aspect of this is set up in a way to where you make no mistakes compared to the mistakes I've made throughout my whole career. That's one of the big things. All the things, and remember, there is times I did every single program there is. I've done every single diet there is. And the reason why I did that is because I needed to understand what they were talking about on that aspect. And what I do is I always come back to the same thing, that I'm going to do this for a lifetime. What is the best for a lifetime? How I set myself up to get sliced is how I'm setting myself up for the future. So again, that's why I always say, do you want to be a champion for a day or a champion for a lifetime? And I think most of you want to be a champion for a lifetime. And you're sick of whatever it is or how you feel, and you want to be healthy. You want to have the physique that you want. You want to be able to eat healthy and have that longevity like I do. So hopefully you guys fully understand that. Jeffrey is downstairs, and we were doing check-ins with everybody for the Titan check-in. So again, also Titan check-ins are going on right now. So for everybody that hasn't checked in over there, make sure to get over there and check in. Okay. How do you make healthy joints? Well, you train the way that I do and the way that I recommend. You feed the connective tissue. Remember, we've talked about that. You got to make sure that you understand that you got to feed the proteins for the connective tissue. And then there's other proteins you feed to the muscle. So there's the two different ones, but we go over that, the whole thing in the Titan Crew. So make sure you do that, understand that, and that way you can have healthy joints. So that's a great question. It's a great question. Obviously, so this is one of those big things that, obviously you don't want to skip meals. And then let's be real simple about this. You know how I always try to say this isn't really scientific. This is pretty simple stuff. Your body either wakes up functioning that day or it doesn't. Either you wake up that day and you continuously feed it correctly so it functions correctly off the nutrition you're doing, utilizing the fat and building muscle, or it just shuts down sometime during the day and you've wasted the day. So this is one of those aspects where you just wasted the day. So you get up, your body's functioning, you're hungry, you have your first meal, you kick-started the day, and the metabolism is flying, and then you've skipped a couple meals. Okay, well, now what your body did is automatically, after about 3 hours, your body's going to start cannibalizing itself and eating your own muscle. Well, that's okay. You can have another meal and you can switch it back. Nope, that day's done. Now what you just did is you changed your body and how it was functioning. And so this is the whole step forward, step back, step forward, step back. One step forward, two steps back. So that's the person. And not only I've talked about this a lot this week, but it's everybody's talked about this in the last couple of weeks. The guy that does 5 days, Monday through Friday. I stayed on my nutrition. Great. Weekend, I went crazy, right? I want to be relaxed. I want to just goof around. I just want to eat whatever. It messed up for 2 days. So that's the individual that does great, trains his body hard, feeds himself, Then he goes into a weekend, goes into a deficit. He doesn't go into a surplus and feed the body. He actually destroys the body, and he jumps back and wastes a whole week. So the missing of a meal is a waste of a whole week, and you wouldn't double it up because your body can't utilize that amount of protein and carbs at that setting because you just starved it, and now you're going to double feed it. So yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You just blew the whole day. If you can keep the understanding that you wreck yourself every time you do that, you probably won't miss meals. But if you take it lightly, like, I can just have one meal at the end of the day with all my calories and I'm golden. If you have that approach, it's out the window.